Viewer discretion advised.
How are you this morning? Love that name. J-E-Z. Good to see you. Mistress Horror, Dawn Sharp. Yep. Okay, no problem. I just, you know me, I'm off and gone. Mic check. If you can hear me in the chat, let me know. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, good morning, Z Horde family. We made it through another one. Welcome to Friday, Freaky Friday. About to head into the weekend here. How's everybody doing this morning? Glad to see everybody in the chat. Looks like we still have some people left over from last night's amazing stream with the Dark Somnium and Spirit Voices. First, before we get into the other stuff here, let me go ahead and bring on my co-host for today, all the way from the UK, the lovely and talented Unicorn Tales herself, Tanya Jones. Tanya, come on in and say hi.
Good morning, Z Horde family. I'm so happy to be here. Thank
so
you
happy
for
to have
having
you.
me on again.
Big Z Horde welcome there for Tanya. Love that voice.
Thank you. Big loves to everybody in the chat. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Unfortunately, Tanya won't be able to see the chat this morning, but if you have any questions for her or for me, go ahead and pop them in the chat whenever, whatever. We'll get to them. Just wanted to say hi to everybody that's coming in this morning. Got egg in the house. Now we need some bacon and some coffee. We're ready to go. J-E-Z, welcome. Saw you in the stream last night. Mistress Horror, thank you for showing up. Don Sharp, one of my East Tennessee homeboys there. How are you today, sir? Good to see you. Hope you got good weather there in the Knoxville area. Cold here in Portland, Oregon. No rain today. Going to be sunny and clear, high 57 degrees. Looking out
we have terrible wind and rain here.
Oh, that's kind of par for the course there too this time of year, isn't it?
Yeah, it's okay for ducks, I guess.
Oh, I hear you. It's our rainiest time of year, the rainy season out here, but I kind of thrive on that. I like the gray, overcast days.
I just don't like the fact that I have to walk in it.
Yeah, that's not a lot of fun, but out here I got used to it. Moved here from Vegas, where it rarely rained. I think I saw a good rain maybe once or twice in the 7 years that I lived in Vegas. And I found out that I missed the rain living in the desert for all those years. So when I got ready to extricate myself from Vegas, I decided I wanted to go somewhere where it rained and where it was cooler. I got used to those triple-digit temperatures, but
yeah,
it was still.
I don't mind the cold so much. I really do not like the rain.
Yeah, the rain and the cold together, that can be a bad combination. It can be a lethal
Yeah.
combination if you're out and you're not prepared for it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Hypothermia. But speaking of Las Vegas, I'd like to go ahead and go to my first news item this morning. Dezombified,
Yes.
if you can put that screen up for me, that the link that I sent you there. Okay. Article here from KTNV. I believe they're the CVS affiliate in Las Vegas, local news outlet there. Well, they've got the 13 most haunted places in Las Vegas. Well, the weird thing about this one is they've updated the article. It was originally published in 2016. They update it apparently every year. Around this time, you see it was updated there on October 10th. Scroll down just a little bit and take a look at that first entry, the one for Bally's Casino. Wait, what's that? 13 past midnight on Channel 13. 13 most haunted places in Las Vegas. That's right. Old boy Steve, they picked one of my videos from my YouTube channel to put up there in Vegas, my old stomping grounds. And
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Big hoots to you, my friend.
I don't really know what happened or how it happened or why they chose me, but video took off. I noticed a big spike in views yesterday. What's going on? And I dug around in my YouTube account there and in the studio and found, sure enough, had a video there that I got like 3,000 views overnight. Got close to Spearfinger, but looked like it's already dropping off there. Scroll down a couple more. Got some other guy got there. The next video on entry 3 there. Zach who? Who is that guy? What's he doing in here? But anyway, just thought I'd share that with my Z Horde family. They're a little stroke alike, but yeah, triple 13's there.
Woo woo.
Yeah, there's Zach Bagans. Who's that guy? So he came in number 3, so we'll give him a consolation prize, participation trophy, and send him out the door.
Zach who?
Zach's a good guy. I used to see him around town when I lived out there. In fact, my roommate went to the same gym as he did and said he's kind of a little bit stuck on himself. You think? Zach's a good guy, though.
Yeah.
All right. You can go ahead and take that down now. I just wanted to share my fortune there with
yeah, so if it's okay, while we're on that note, I'd like to give big shouts to Dark Insomnium and Spirit Voices for their stream and their subscribers. Amazing work, guys. Awesome. Just absolutely awesome.
That was an epic stream. I think it ran for like 6 hours or something crazy like that. Good job, guys.
Yeah, incredible.
There's the guy with the hat there that they're showing. That's the guy that's always on Pawn Stars, one of their experts there from the Clark County Museum. He came in way down the list there. It's an interesting list if you're headed to Vegas anytime soon or have any interest in haunted Vegas. Go ahead and take a look at that. I just mainly doing a little tooting of my own horn there, as it were. I'll go ahead and pop a link in the chat to that article. All right, thanks to Zombified for putting that up there for me. Yeah, I started getting a bunch of text last night. Big shout out to friends and current former co-workers at Cashman Enterprises out there that handle all the photography, souvenir photography concession in the casinos. I know they're listening in. They told me they would be, and they're blowing it up last night. So all those camera boys and girls out there. Let's see, we've got some new people coming in here. Through the Gate Paranormal Portal podcast. Checking in live
Hi,
from
Cisco.
Cabin 22. It's Cisco. If you haven't heard Cabin 22 yet, awesome story.
That's absolutely. I listened to it this morning and I am just itching to find out what happens next.
She gave me that for my birthday. Can you believe it? You know, a little bit early. She put it up or sent it to me yesterday, and I put it up last night. But really, really amazing story there. And that's just part one. There's going to be, I think, at least a part 2 or 3, maybe 4. Cisco, we'll find out. Heather, awesome. Good morning, Heather. How are you? Any updates on Sasha, your haunted doll? Has she taken a shank to you yet?
Sorry?
I was asking Heather if the doll had been pulled out of her yet.
Sorry, it was a little bit crackly.
Nightmare Files. Hello, welcome.
Hello. Good morning. So today we were thinking about going through a list of I would say forgotten Halloween classics like horror movies.
That sounds good. Yeah, we're supposed to have the dice rolling herself with us this morning, but she couldn't make it, unfortunately, due to some unforeseen circumstances.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, I love having them, and when they can be here. They have an awesome channel over there, do a lot of strange movie reviews, and Dice, they know their stuff.
Absolutely.
They and I have had some really interesting conversations in Twitter about films, but I actually knew of a few that she hadn't heard of. But let's see what you've got there, Tanya. What did you come up with for obscure horror movies that everybody needs to watch?
It's more of a list of like forgotten horror movies that I came across. I looked up on a site, Collider, I think it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a list of awesome horror movies that time forgot. The first that I have at the top of the list here is I Walked with a Zombie from 1943.
Wow, that's a good one. I believe that's in black and white. One of those.
It is, yes.
Do you have any info on there? Who's in it? I'm not looking at the same list you are, so.
I just come across here.
See what I can find here.
That wasn't helpful.
Let's see. Canadian nurse Betsy Connell. Francis D. is hired to care for Jessica Holland, played by Christine Gordon, a woman on a Caribbean sugar plantation who has a bizarre condition. The mysterious affliction baffles Betsy, but when she falls for Jessica's husband, Paul, played by Tom Conway, she's determined to make him happy by curing his wife. However, in her quest, Betsy is drawn into the island's dark culture of voodoo and zombies and begins to uncover the Holland family's sinister secrets. That sounds good. That'd be good, little something different anyway. And you and I have talked about this before, what we think a good zombie movie should and shouldn't have. So in your opinion, what should a zombie movie have? How do you like your movie zombies, Unicorps?
Original zombies, the way that they are meant to be. They're not meant to be intelligent. They're not meant to be able to figure things out. The way that they are portrayed in the modern day movies, they're too intelligent, and the way I see it is the more life and the more intelligence that you put into a zombie, the more it spoils it.
Yeah, just it's not a zombie at that point. And I agree with
Exactly.
you. The
Zombies are meant to be dead, mindless, brain-eating fiends.
right on.
They're not meant to be a shotgun-wielding, intelligent, I can track you down in a heartbeat monster. In my opinion.
Oh, and I'm right there with you. The zombies that can run and swim and do things. That's
Yeah.
not a zombie. My zombies don't do that. And just like my
I
vampire.
mean, I get the super strength thing. Don't get me wrong, because that having no brain, a zombie's not really knowing what it's capable of. In my opinion, the fact that they would have the super strength, yeah, it does make the zombies cool. But when it comes to things like intelligence, then it's kind of where I draw the line on zombies.
Well, just wanted to make a quick mention here. Looks like Streamlabs, who's taken over Nightbot's place for attacking people, and Streamlabs has attacked Mistress Horror. Sorry about that, Mistress Horror. Don't worry about it. It's all good. These things happen. It's usually Nightbot attacking Miscast Entertainment, but since Miscast isn't here, Nightbot's was sleeping, and Streamlabs, the other bot there, got after you. It's the Evil Outcast in the chat there. Welcome, sir. How are you doing?
Hi, guys. Good morning.
See if there's anybody else that I missed. All right, what's another good film on there for us?
In the list, it's another zombie film that I've come across, Death Dream from 1974. Film directly addresses Vietnam War. A soldier, Richard Backus, returns home from Vietnam after his parents, John Marley and Lynn Carlin, had already received a letter from the army stating that was killed in combat. The logline for Bob Clark's second feature labels a man a zombie, but he returns addicted to blood and kills animals and locals so that he can inject blood into his veins to keep living.
Wow.
Needing blood like clockwork in order to keep living sounds a little bit like more of a vampire than a zombie to me.
Got their genres mixed up there. Sound kind of. What was the name of that one again?
Death Dream. I believe it's also known as Dead of Night.
Okay. I've never seen it under either name, but I'm definitely going to check that out. I like movies from that era, and I love Vietnam War movies. The whole time, I remember the fall of Saigon and when that all ended. Wow, amazing time in history. Okay, Death Dream. Definitely want to check that one out. 1974. And all right, what have you got next for us there?
I have Tourist Trap from 1979. It's one of the more bizarre slasher films to come out of the pre-80s onslaught, somehow managing to be unique despite borrowing heavily from the horror hits that preceded it. The film follows a fairly standard set of slasher victims, a group of youths who get started at remote gas stations, museums, filled with grotesque mannequins, which happens to be run by a creepy, murderous man who stalks them down one by one.
And that's one of those I've probably seen it. I pulled it up here. I recognize the cover art on the VHS box there.
Yes, by director, if I can say it right, David Schmuller.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Got a good rating. 89% of the people, Google users, liked it. Got a 6.2 out of 10 on IMDb. Yeah, kind of predates Halloween and Nightmare on Elm Street and a lot of what are considered the modern classics or the golden classics of the slasher era.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'll have to go and check that out again and just sort of. And looks like the whole thing's available on YouTube. That's another thing I found out when I was talking to Dice about some of these movies. A lot of these really obscure films are on YouTube in their entirety, and not the paid YouTube, but just the free YouTube, where some enterprising individual has encoded them and put them up there. And I think the reason they're able to get by with it, a lot of those have never and probably never will see a DVD or Blu-ray release, and the ones that are out on VHS, they're long out of print.
Absolutely.
There you go. Maybe that'll inspire somebody to bring. I'd like to see a Criterion collection of some of these movies, the really obscure gems.
Yeah.
You got another one for us?
I have sorry, I'm just trying to
no
put
way.
it up here.
Take your time.
From Beyond, and it's no, hang on a minute. Sorry, I was looking at something completely wrong there.
From Beyond, I have heard of, but that's not the movie we're talking about.
No, that was a listing by H.P. Lovecraft.
Okay.
Sorry, I was chucked out of the site for some reason.
Don't worry. H.P. Lovecraft had a short story, From Beyond. And that is an interesting movie. That From Beyond, I have seen that one in 1986.
Yeah.
Adaptation of Lovecraft, the master's work. Got Lovecraft and Lovecraft Film Convention and CthulhuCon. I think it's this weekend in Portland, Oregon. The guest of honor is Victoria Price, Vincent Price's daughter. I know you're a big Vincent Price fan.
I am, yes. I'm so jealous.
His legacy lives on here in Portland. I met Victoria before. She's awesome, and
oh wow,
wrote a very interesting book about life with her father. And you can you imagine having Vincent Price as your father? I'd never leave the house.
No, absolutely. I mean, gosh, isn't that just like a dream come true?
Wouldn't it be though? Just
oh, absolutely.
But yeah, if you ever want to check out her book, Vincent Price, A Daughter's Biography. So talk about some inside information there on one of the greats. She's been there. She knows the stories. She's
it's a fantastic read.
Relatively young too. She's only 57 years old.
Yeah.
Graduate from Williams College. Mary Victoria Price. But
incredible lady, just like her father.
Oh yeah. She doesn't have her father's voice. That's probably a good thing for her.
Next on the list is a 2014 mystery thriller, Lost Shift, or Last Shift, sorry. After rookie cop Jessica Lauren is assigned the last shift at a transitioning police station, she must wait for a hazardous materials crew to pick up biomedical evidence. However, the shift turns into a living nightmare.
Wow, that sounds interesting. That's one I haven't seen. For some reason, some of the films from the early 2000s on up until...
Oh, pardon me. The initial release was actually in 2016. Pardon me, sorry.
No worries. But yeah, some of the New Orleans, I've missed a lot. I've got to go back sometimes and check out things that I might have missed. The early 2000s were a bit of time for me. I was traveling a lot overseas and things, and just somehow slipped through the cracks. And then all the way up until the more recent ones like that, just a few years ago, there's still a few films that I haven't seen. I don't spend a lot of time watching movies anymore, not like I used to, or probably not like I should, since I have a vested interest in all things horror, but that one sounds interesting. Kind of some different elements there, and I love the ones that where it's not just straight horror, where it's not just straight slasher, more of a psychological horror, something that little weird, a hazardous materials crew, and you get stuck in the place. That's a true horror right there. That could happen.
Absolutely, yeah. Next on the list, I have The Exorcist 3.
What year did that come out?
1990.
Going back a little, is there? That's another one of those. I've seen it, but I don't recall much about it.
Yeah.
I love the first Exorcist movie. I was an adult before I ever watched it, but
I was around 12 years old when I first watched it, and I fell in love with the film there and then. It's a fantastic film.
Always been a big Linda Blair fan.
Oh yeah.
She had another movie that she made right around the same time called Born Innocent, where she got packed away to like a juvenile hall for girls, and she had a lot of problems there. That one, not a Halloween movie, but definitely worth watching. Just she was a good actress even at such a young age. Let's see what it says here about The Exorcist 3. Police Lieutenant Kinderman, played by George C. Scott, noticed the similarities between his current murder investigation and the methods used by Gemini killer Brad Dourif, who was executed 15 years before. He soon discovers a hospitalized mental patient, Jason Miller, claiming to be the dead serial killer, but who looks uncannily like a priest. Kinderman knew who died during an exorcism. As more bodies are found, Kinderman looks for connections between the two supposedly dead men. Now, that's an interesting plot, kind of a little takeaway, and that may be one of those, even though it mentioned priests and somebody dying in an exorcism, it's probably not really an exorcist movie. We talked about that, how there are certain movies that end up in movie canons or under a brand name that don't have a lot to do with the original movie. And the one that my go-to for that anytime I'm talking about that is Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Great film, stands well on its own, but it's just, to me, it's not part of the Halloween film canon. No Michael Myers, no relation to anything in there. I think they just kind of a little money grab there. They thought, well, you've got a good movie here, Season of the Witch. I know, let's stick Halloween on there and everybody will go see it. But it worked, and good.
Yeah, it really did. Yeah. Because I was chucked out of my actual list, I've kind of just been flicking through random ones. I've kind of lost count of how many I've actually done now.
Well, if you've got another there, keep going.
Yeah.
We're all friends here.
A great film. Well, what I consider a great film that I've watched myself, Trick or Treat, from 2007, with Anna Paquin, Leslie Bibb, Brian Cox, Thelma Petticoat, Lauren Lee Smith. That was I found that a pretty cool film to watch.
And what year did you say that was from?
2007. Spooky anthology movie that revolves around a creepy kid in a burlap sack on Halloween. It should have become a massive franchise, but Warner Bros. Released the movie straight to video, dumping it into the DVD bargain bins of America. Luckily, the film found new life online, and horror fans everywhere are finally getting to see what happens when you blow out a jack-o'-lantern before midnight.
Hey, I hadn't heard that one. That's a new superstition there. Don't blow out your jack-o'-lanterns before midnight if you know what's good for you. Now, there was another film by the same name from the 80s. I want to say 1986, but it was kind of a horror comedy thing totally different. I think I would have to. Sometimes they'll reboot that, and if it's a movie I haven't seen, I won't even realize it's a remake. Which that's kind of fun sometimes when you
Yeah,
find out it is a remake and you can go watch the original. But
absolutely. Yeah.
that's interesting. One of my favorites, and it's not really that scary at all, but it is a good Halloween movie. It's from Don Coscarelli. It's called Kenny and Company. And
Yeah, I've seen that.
have you seen that?
I
Well, he's
have, yeah.
the guy who created the Phantasm series. That's Phantasm is one of my favorite horror films of all time. But
Yeah.
before he did Phantasm, he made a little movie called Kenny and Company. It's about a bunch of kids getting ready for Halloween. So there are some
Yeah.
spooky moments and stuff in there, but it's funny and it's one of those true vignette slice of life movies. If you want to know what being a kid was like in the 70s, watch that movie. It's the truest thing that I've ever seen. And the clothing, they're wearing their skateboard or riding their skateboards.
Oh, yeah.
And it's to me, it's a classic. And you have a lot of people in that would go on to be much bigger names in the Phantasm franchise.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You got I can't remember the kid's name right now, but you've got Angus Shrim in there, or no, I'm sorry, he's not in that one. Reggie Bannister's in that one.
Mhm.
Michael Baldwin,
Yeah.
who would go on to be it says I can't remember. There was actually one movie that he'd done before Kenny and Company that I wish I could remember the name of that one. Angus Shrim was in that one, appearing as Rory Guy, and he played an alcoholic father. And it was amazing to see him in a role other than the tall man. And I was just really surprised at what a range he had. He was actually a very classically trained thespian actor. And read somewhere once when Coscarelli offered him the part in Phantasm, he told him that, well, you'll be an alien. And Angus Scrimm replied, oh, well, what country am I from? Kind of missed the point there. But
Yeah.
I love that series. If you like the Phantasm franchise, watch Kenny and Company. I know it's on YouTube in its entirety.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm surprised that you've seen it. A lot of people just do not know that film. And it had a very limited VHS release. Again, one of those long out of
Yeah.
print. It may have been put out on DVD since, but I doubt it since it's
No, it was actually an ex-partner of my mum's that had it on VHS tape.
Mhm.
And that it was, but I can't actually remember how old I was when I seen it. But yeah, it was on VHS that I watched it.
I remember I found it in a video store one time on VHS. That's the only format I've ever seen it in. I didn't see
No,
it.
I don't think I've seen it in any other format either.
And I found the very first Don Coscarelli film. It's called Jim, the World's Greatest. And it stars said Angus Shrim, billed as Rory Guy instead of Angus Shrim, and a very young Gregory Harrison, who would go on to a lot bigger, more well-known roles. And just if you can find that one, I think it's on YouTube as well. Jim, the World's Greatest. Not a horror film, but if you want to see the very, very start of Don Coscarelli's career.
Yeah, I'll be sure to look that up.
And Reggie Bannister's in that one as well. He's kind of Ed Wood-like in that he likes to work with a lot of the same people, and you see a lot of familiar names pop up in the cast, like the old witch's daughter or granddaughter from Phantasm. She's Kenny's love interest in Kenny and Company. So it's you go through it and pick out people in there that once he worked with them, he'd use them again, and I think that's awesome.
Oh, great.
But yeah, the plot for Jim, the World's Greatest. Jim, a troubled teenager, lives with his alcoholic father and younger brother. When not protecting his brother from his abusive father, Jim engages in the usual teen activities of football, parties, and girlfriends. It's another one of those just slice of life movies, but to me, it's worth it just to see Angus Scrimm with his acting chops there. Other than boy,
Great.
you got another one for us there, Tanya?
Yeah. It's one of my personal favorite zombie films. Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things from 1972. I just want to quickly say, if there's anybody who hasn't seen it yet, Are You Afraid of the Art has a great zombie review video up on his channel. He does go into some in depth with the review, and he's got some brilliant art also as he goes along with the video. You see that at the end, but the zombie films that he does the review of, it's a great list. So I just wanted to mention that quickly. If there's anybody who hasn't checked it out yet, go check it out. So it's a great review.
Yeah, that was one of those just low budget film that kind of became a cult classic, and at least I've actually got a T-shirt with the one sheet of movie poster on.
Oh, that is great.
Got a black T-shirt, that and white. Got that in Vegas at Cash for Chaos, little shop out there that has a lot of neat stuff. Yeah, he's also known for directing films like Black Christmas.
Yeah.
Porky's and A Christmas Story. You'll shoot your eye out. Yeah, definitely. I love that movie. Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things. Just the title alone is worth the price of admission there for that one.
I know. 6 friends dig up a corpse named Orville and use him in a satanic ritual that causes the dead to rise from their graves craving flesh.
That sounds like my plans for the weekend.
Great minds think alike.
But it's one of those. It's really in a genre all of its own. But it's really, really good.
Oh, it really is. It's one of my personal favorites. Original release, 1972. Director Bob Clark. Screenplay Bob Clark and Alan Ormsby.
Look here. Well, it's actually it's on YouTube in its entirety as well.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Amazing. I'm gonna watch that later. Haven't seen it in a while. Great films, and I love the films like that before CGI, before things like that. To me, a lot of that, just especially with these big blockbuster comic book films and things like that. I mean, they're okay. And if you enjoy that, then right on, more power to you. But I love the old stuff with the horror with the practical effects.
Oh, absolutely.
The guy in a rubber mask covered in fake blood and bouncing a skull across the room or something. That's just
like we've discussed before. One of my all-time favorite films was the original black and white silent Dracula. I'm still in love with that film. I absolutely love it. One of it's up there with one of the first horror films that I ever watched.
Same. I remember seeing that one as a kid on local television. We had a local origination show called The Early Show, and they would show a movie at like 4 in the afternoon, and I would just wait with total anticipation for Horror Week. And that was one of the ones they played regularly in 1931, the Bela Lugosi. It's just can't beat it. Wow.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And just the sets, and something I found out interesting about that, there was a Spanish version shot at the same time on the same sets, but with different actors. So I'm not sure if it's the same name, if they call it Dracula or not, but if look around, you might be able to find that. And it's weird to see the same sets in the same movie, but with Spanish speaking actors.
Oh,
Bit of Dracula
I'll have
trivia
to look
for you
that up.
there. And
Definitely.
what is it about that particular adaptation makes it your favorite, Tanya?
You don't get more original than original in my eyes. When it comes to where it all started out, where it all began, the first pieces that were created, that's where my heart is. I'm not really all that much of a lover for most of the modern day horror films that come out now. If I'm honest, I don't. It's been a very long time since I've watched something that actually scares me. Before long, I know I'm going to have to kind of grin and bear it, face my fear, and watch it to get scared.
Mm-hmm.
I
haven't.
And I have a phobia of clowns.
Yeah, you've often said clowns are your kryptonite.
They certainly are. Yeah. I can't even really look at a picture of them without that. It freezes me. Every hair on me stands up on end, and oh God, no. But that's how it is nowadays. Is that really what it's going to take for me to see a decent horror film that's actually going to scare me?
I have to see some. I suffer from coulrophobia there, the fear of clowns.
Yeah.
I know a motel in just outside Las Vegas in the desert in Nevada there that would be your living nightmare. It's actually called the Clown Motel. Every room is
You shared
decorated.
that with me a while ago,
How
and
much
I
would it
believe I
cost?
said to you I'd feel safer in the cemetery next door.
Boot Hill style cemetery next door there, and she's like, I'd
Yeah.
sleep in the cemetery before I'd sleep in there with the clowns.
Absolutely.
Something about the clowns, they're creepy anyway. And then, of course, you have some movies where they go over the top with it, like Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Great movie, but it's just they look so weird. That was, but
Yeah, I just can't. I can't bring myself to. If I'm the only living person that's ever left on the earth after an apocalypse that hasn't seen it 1 or 2, I don't care.
Well, to me, and this is just my opinion, Pennywise will always be Tim Curry. He was my favorite Pennywise out of everybody that's played it. I haven't seen the newer one, part 1 or 2 either. Don't know that I necessarily will. I might at some point, just to say that I've seen all of them. But the origin of the clown, the clown makeup, the white face and the wild hair and the weird clothing and stuff, that originated in medieval times during the children's crusades. And the person that dressed up in the clown, what we know as a clown, played the devil in these little morality plays and things that they would put on for children in the villages. So maybe that fear of clowns is not too far off the mark. It's fear of the devil or fear of evil. And then what do you think about, like, a couple years ago, and I don't know if you had it there in your country, but here in America, we had another wave of phantom clown sightings where clowns
we did.
lurking, chasing people, standing on the edge of the road in the dark.
Over here, people really took it to the next level. They were breaking into people's homes. They were luring people into woods. They were holding people for several hours, prank calling, while they're holding on to these people. They really took it to the next level over here.
That took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say they took it to the next level.
Yeah,
there was one
really
article.
went to the extreme. There was one incident where an 80-year-old woman was held hostage for 8 hours while prank calls were made out to her family. And it wasn't really all that far from where I live, and literally for a whole week I didn't leave my house.
Wow.
I wouldn't let my children go out. I wouldn't go out.
Totally understand. I've got a video on my channel. It's an author known as Twisty, and video I did by request. She wanted me to narrate her story. It's called "You're the Clown," and it kind of a takeoff on that, ties it in with John Wayne Gacy, the killer clown
I
there.
braved that video. I think that there was a video that I braved on Dark and Grim's channel as well. I have to say though, never again. I'm sorry.
No worries. There was one article I read though that kind of had me puzzled. There were some kids that a clown, excuse me, tried to lure them into the woods. They called the police. The police show up and they found this. It was like an abandoned shack or a house in the woods or something. They went in and investigated. They didn't find any clowns, and this was stated in the police report, they found clown paraphernalia. Now, what is clown paraphernalia? They find, a rubber nose and a pair of big shoes. I want to know what the clown paraphernalia was.
It was masks, wigs. I think in there also was plastic weapons. Some of them were real weapons.
A hammer that squeaked when you tap somebody on the head with
it. Clown shoes. Just stuff like that. I'm sorry.
Clown paraphernalia. Well, that makes sense. But to hear that phrase, clown paraphernalia, that's like, you hear drug paraphernalia when they bust up a drug
Every
house.
time I hear the word clown, I bite down on my nails even harder.
But yet, even as frightening,
I love creepy clown girl, and that's enough for me.
As frightening as it is to you, though, you still seem to keep up with it and know a lot about the subject. So, little self-torture there, maybe go back and check every now and then to make sure you're still scared of clowns.
I know I'm definitely still scared of them.
Oh, that's great. The recent sightings of that have started back in, I think it was the late 70s, early 80s. Lauren Coleman covered it in an excellent book called, it was Strange America. Talked about the initial clown sightings. And the odd thing about it was, first happened, I think, in the Boston area. And then within just a couple of days, it was happening all over the country. And he was kind of wondering, was it like urban legend that was spreading, or mass hypnosis, or copycat clowns, or amazing.
It was just to cause panic, and they certainly did that, especially over here.
I'll have to look at some of those reports. I didn't realize it was that intense in the UK. I thought it was more of an American thing, but I've probably got some people there, some football hooligans that would love nothing more than to put on a clown mask and go out and raise hell.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're coming up on a close here. Let's go ahead and stop for a commercial break real quick. Hey, Creepy Clown Girl, good to see you here. Just noticed the chat. I've been carried away with my conversation here, having fun,
Creepy Clown Girl,
talking clowns here with my gracious co-host. Thanks for sitting in the co-host chair with me today.
I just want to say, if it's okay,
sure.
Congratulations, Creepy Clown Girl. You're 27 subscribers away from 400.
Wow, good job, CCG.
Congratulations, hon. Love you. Amazing channel, amazing videos, amazing poems.
CCG, she's all our mods are good, but she's one of the hardest working ones. She does so much behind the scene.
She really does. She's a fantastic promoter.
Channel, but for a lot of people's channels, she's a promoter, and those are stuff there. But she's amazing. She's turned me on. She's how I found Dezombified. I was sitting on her Discord server one night, and everybody's like, "Hey, come on, Dezombified's live stream is starting." And Dezombified.
Oh,
I came over, and the rest is history. I saw what was going on there and kind of stuck around, and here I am having a show on here now. So
Oh, that's great.
Never know what can happen there.
So awesome of you, creepy clown guy.
But yeah, I want to check out the merchandise. Visit the Dezombified Teespring store. They've got mugs, they've got hoodies, they've got stickers. Soon to come leggings. I think Kenny's going to model those leggings for everybody. We're going to hold him to that. Going to put it on pay-per-view or at least a live stream.
It's going to be live.
May have to put a warning on that one.
Adult content label.
There you go. But there, go check out those mugs there and get your own Z-Horde Stereo Dread mug. They've got the one with the brain on it there. They can make you a custom mug. Look at the one that they did for Creepy Clown Girl down, the pink one down in the middle there with the flesh eating plant on it.
I'm so sorry. I literally have 4 minutes before I have to go. I have to go pick my children up from school.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt you, Steve.
Oh, no worries. Absolutely.
But I have to get ready to go. But it's been absolutely amazing.
It's a pleasure
Really
having
honest
you
again.
on. Have you back
Thank
in
you all so much.
the co-host seat as soon as possible for you. You have a great day. Hug those little ones.
Absolutely. I would be more than happy to. Thank you again so much. My Z-Horde family, I love you all so very much, and I shall be catching up with you all very soon.
Unicorp's Tales herself, folks, Tanya Jones. Give it up for. Thank you for being here. Check out her channel. She's got some great stories on there, including Billy that may have an EVP in it. We're still out to the jury on that one. But again, Tanya, thank you for being here. It's been a pleasure. Go take care of your kids, family first.
Thank you for having me. It's been awesome. I've had a blast. Thank you guys all so much. Much love to everybody. Mwah.
Have a great weekend, Tanya. Thank you.
Bye, Steve. Bye, Dezombified.
Bye. All right. Check out those hoodies there. And Tanya happened to mention her kids. Her kids are getting Z-Horde hoodies for their birthdays or for Christmas or something like that. And her son was already talking about how he's going to wear his to school and flex that Z-Horde style, and all the little kids there. Nobody will take his lunch money on the playground wearing a Z-Horde hoodie. That's for sure. But check it out there. Go to the Teespring store and see what all is available. Don't want to buy any merch? Donate. We'll gladly accept your donation. Every penny earned goes right back into making the stream better, improving the show for you, me, all of us here. Labor of love by Kenny Dreadful and Miss Stereo there. Our Z-Horde parents. We're the naughty Z-Horde children here, but they're the mom and dad that kind of smack us around and keep us in line sometimes, but they do it with love. Love diabetes. Well, that's going to about wrap it up for me today. Oh, I forgot to mention, even if you can't donate or buy merch, do what you're doing right now. Come to the shows, sit in the streams. You can even lurk if you want. We don't judge. But like, share, subscribe. Again, thank you last night to Dark Somnium and Spirit Voices. Amazing show. Had I don't remember the amount of people and likes, but it broke records. It was an amazing 6-hour stream, and just want to keep that momentum going. Again, a shout out to everybody that's here today because of that stream. Welcome to the Z-Horde family. Come one time, you're one of us. You've caught the disease and you're here. But on my way out the door here to make room for Ophelia and Evil Outcast, I'd like to go ahead and bring Kenny and Miss Stereo onto the stage here and let them say hello to everybody this morning. Folks, come on in.
Hi.
And good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, guys. How are you? Can everybody hear us okay? Yes, mic check.
I can hear you, but let's see if the chat can. How are you guys doing this morning?
Chilling. Yeah, we actually enjoyed the show very much. Unicorps is always, enchanting and very, what's that word I'm looking for? Charming. Yes, she's so charming. Yes, you're right, Steve. She does have a great voice. Our microphone is a little bit.
Indeed, I agree with you,
powerful
Mysterio.
today. But yeah, I hope that it sounds okay.
I'm hearing anything back from the chat. I don't know if they're hearing you guys or not. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, absolutely. I am so sorry. My phone is ringing. Kenny has to talk to our little one. Hello, Mistress Hara. Thank you. We love you too. Hi, Cisco. We love you as well. Oh, yes, Cisco, you are wonderful. Really. Oh, there is an echo.
Cisco is amazing. I just want to give her another shout out again. She sent me an amazing story, and it's just part one. Check out The Strange Case of Cabin 22 on my channel if you get a chance. That's written, performed, created. Cisco did the whole thing from start to finish, did sound effects and everything. It's just amazing.
Okay.
All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for me today. Kenny Mysterio, thanks for being here. Thanks for giving me a platform, a place to exercise my golden voice here and hopefully entertain the thronging masses of Z-Horde zombies in the crowd here. Everybody, you have a great weekend. Going to have them play us out with a Z-Horde anthem. Have a good day, morning, evening, night, whatever it is, wherever you are loved. Thanks for being here. I'm Steve Stockton, a.k.a. 13 Past Midnight, and I am out of here. See you, folks. Mwah. All rise for the Z-Horde anthem.
This one goes out to all you Dezomba friends, the Z-Horde. We want you to know just how much we love you.
Shout out to Philia Noctis, creepy clown girl, dark carnival got this. A local nightmare, it's so amazing. Puerto Rican Jose's entertaining. Dark waters, dog man is twisted. Nation 1994, really gifted. Dustin Flemings, stronger than the rock. Hellfire's out here making everything hot. Yeah, Braden 23 of fire is a G. We're kryptonites down, Kitty's family. Now there are times when we all need gore. Danny Martians in the house, never know what's in store. Mandy Mortem is legit and a queen. Got the grows enchanting, she's on the scene. 13 past midnight, things that go bump in the night. Gory B, horror addicts are out of sight. Big ups to the late horror show. Emily's Adventures in Horrorland, here we go. And you know we gotta keep them dice rolling. MD Who Entertainment, she's been chosen. Give it up for the evil outcast. Swedish mom is dope, yo, you know she got class. So if you get bad vibes from storytelling, then these monsters in my mind will leave you yelling. You see, we all about hearing stranger stories on the creeps. So sweet, she really got love for me. Penny tails up, narrating for the win. Queenie Todd, they amazing, but real dark and grim. The Mentor Centaurs, Flickathon, Swamp Dwellers, Scolded 22, they be our fellas. Anime Atome, Time He Lives, a fantastic panic deep. Paranormal history, great graphics. What's up, Willis Greedia? I meant CP. I'm gonna guess so bent with Nefarious TV. Slumberies are the morbid. Cap 7, truly salmon. And we can never forget about Karen. 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 Karen.
Good after. Wait. What time is it?
It's
Oh,
morning.
oh man, this is new for us. Let me try this again with feeling. Good morning, Z Horde. How are y'all doing? Welcome to the morning rush, not the midday rush, the morning rush on Stereo Dread, powered by
Dezombified.
I hope everybody's doing good this morning. Thank you to Steve Stockton for holding it down for us this morning. Let's get to the intros. With me right now is the lovely and beautiful Empress Philianoctis.
Good morning. And with me this morning is the ever dapper, darling, evil outcast.
Dapper.
I don't know. We were talking about Dapper Dan and Fop hair cream last night in chat, and that just popped into my mind.
I'll take it.
Last night.
It just sounds very weird to me, but I digress.
Yeah.
So this is an unusual time for us. Usually we do this in the afternoons.
Yeah, this is a little early. It's over here on the west side of the continent. It's only 7 a.m.
Oh, it's only 9 a.m. over here. But we got a great show today. I mean, if everybody is still okay from last night's show with Dark Somnium, man, that was a great turnout, wasn't it?
It was awesome. Last time I checked, they had 79 likes for that show. It was crazy. It was crazy good.
Man, that's got to be a new record for Dezombified right now.
I think it might be. Yeah. So
for everybody who supported last night's stream and everything else on Dezombified, give yourselves a big hands because without you, Dezombified would not be where it is right now.
No. No, the Dezombified, they love their fans. Miss Stereo and Kenny Dreadful are so wonderful and so dedicated to their fans. So we've got some interesting stuff to talk about this morning, and I am waiting to hear from our guest. So hopefully I will hear from her soon. But yeah, we've got some fun stuff this morning.
Yes, we got some.
Before we do that, why don't we say hi to the people in chat?
Yes. Yeah, before we get to our weird, creepy news, let's start off with the woman that's been here since this morning, Mistress Horror. Hello, welcome to the Rush.
Good morning, Mistress Horror. We've got the Marquise Torres. Hello.
Hello, welcome to the Rush, and must be new here. And we got our resident on it girl, creepy clown girl.
Good morning, CCG.
Yes, welcome to the Rush. I hope you're feeling better from last night. I don't know.
I don't know. I hope she's feeling better.
Yeah. Well, I hope you got to talk with her last night because I was worried.
I did. And she's, well, when she went to bed last night, she was doing better.
That's
we've
good.
also got Journey Through the Gate Paranormal I can't talk today.
Journey Through the
Gate Paranormal Portal Podcast.
Well, I was just going to call them Paranormal Podcast. Welcome to the Rush. And I believe that's it. Oh, and we also have Streamlabs, who wants to take over Nightbot's job and put everybody in. Well, anyways, welcome to the Rush. Even though you've been here since what? I don't know how long.
I know. My calendar says there's 11 people in here. There's 11 people in here. We got a lot of lurkers.
Yeah. So for everybody that's in here, don't forget to like and share the stream with everybody you know and love. And to the new people, make sure you subscribe and smash that bell till it's black and blue for more daily brains.
Brains, and play the Streamlab games, and you will get brain stems. So, okay. So we've got oodles of things to talk about this morning.
Yes, we have some
Um,
strange news, and you have the this day in history, I believe.
I do, and actually kind of got them in reverse order when I sent the links to Miss Stereo last night. So we will have to bear with her because I think I sent the this day in history links first and the news stories last. So I did send those to Miss Stereo in Twitter. So, so,
Elevators.
Elevators, reverse order. So I ended up putting the birthdays first, and then I listed the deaths, and then this day in history, and then the news stories. I didn't know what I was thinking last night. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is elevators. So this day in history, elevators. You know, elevators make our life wonderful.
Do you need some extra stack blood for that coffee?
I do. I'm just, there we go. I found the link. Okay. Alexander Miles was a Native American. Okay. Here we go. He was an African American inventor, and he changed the way we do elevators on this day. In 1887, he was awarded a patent for electric elevators. Before that, elevators were actually, they used animals to pull them up and back and forth. And he actually has the first patent for an electric elevator in 1887. That's kind of crazy to think that far back, that they used, like horses and stuff and before that, I guess they just didn't have tall buildings.
Not as that century, anyways.
Yeah. So it's kind of neat. I'm reading the link, and what does it say? Miles invented shaft doors that opened and closed automatically with the elevator doors. And the elevator had a conductor they actually had like the little elevator dudes that stood in there, and they had to manually pull the doors closed. And if they forgot to do that, then there was just like an open shaft people could fall into. So he invented the thing that closed the doors, and it's pretty cool. It says he was a barber and he invested in real estate. And he was once the wealthiest man in the Northwest. And in 2007, he was inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame. So that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So my next little bit of information is about a woman named Alaska P. Davison, and it involves the FBI.
Uh-oh.
Are you intrigued?
Should I be afraid?
Yes, if you're a bad guy, you should.
Well, my name is evil.
Oh, well. It's the next one down on the list. Yes. Okay. Yes, Alaska P. Davison. Alaska Packard Davison. What a name. On this day in 1922, at the age of 54, she was hired by William J. Burns, who was at the time the director of the FBI, as the first female special agent.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Her starting salary was $7 a day. Plus $4 when traveling. She had a $4 per diem when traveling. But in 1922, that's kind of crazy. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing she investigated was interstate sex trafficking.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. There was something called the Mann Act, MANN, and she was helping work with that. And that's the interstate sex trafficking. Wow, they had it even back then. And
Yep.
she
Nothing
was
is safe,
considered,
even in
yeah,
history.
yeah, she was considered very refined, and she wasn't supposed to be put on any, quote, rough cases. So, but that's good for her. 1922. I'm not even sure if women had the right to vote yet.
I don't think so.
Apparently, in 1924, when J. Edgar Hoover took over,
Mm-hmm.
he asked for her resignation. He said there was no particular work for a woman or agent. So she was only an agent for 2 years. And in the all of the 1920s, there was only 3 agents. But she was the first. So, G, thanks, Mr. Hoover. Right. So, but that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah. Except for the fact that Hoover decided to pull that crap.
Yep.
But
So
look where females are now. I mean,
right.
They're pretty much the top agents here.
Yeah. So, and then a quick little verb. We don't really have to throw the link up for this one because I couldn't find a decent link for it. But on this day in 1929, J.C. Penney's opened a store in Milford, Delaware, and that actually put them in all 49 contiguous states.
1920. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm reading the chat, and I'm sorry. I'm reading the chat. I mean to interrupt you, but I'm reading the chat and said Mistress Horror wrote a paper on her, and she said that women were allowed to vote in 1920.
Oh, okay. Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
Yes. Thank you, Mistress. All right. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay. So just a quick one. We don't have to do the link on this one. J.C. Penney's opened a store in Delaware and became the first nationwide chain to be in all 48 lower states, which at the time was all we had. Because we didn't get the last 2 until, the 60s, 50s with Hawaii and Alaska. So at the time, all 48 states. JCPenney's was the first company to have nationwide. So, so then we go to, gotta keep popping back and forth to my links. I don't know if we can. Okay, and none of that. So, okay, so the next thing I have to talk about then is Um, okay. So the Thomas Edison one. In 1868, Thomas Edison patented his first invention, the electronic voice machine. Let's see, this is not what I wanted it to be. I'm sorry, that's a bad link. I sent you a bad link. What it's supposed to be talking about. Oh, there we go. If we click on the link in that, basically, I'll just, in 1980, where was it? It's not there. Why is it not listing that? Anyway, basically what it is the last crank telephones, I think it was 1982. The last crank telephones, there was someplace in Milford, Delaware. They had 400 and some odd, like 440 crank telephones in Delaware. And no, that's not it. Oh, here we go. Bryant Pond, Maine. There was 440 crank telephones in 1983. And that was when the U.S. phone companies finally forced them to switch over to direct dial. 1983, they still had operators. You'd pick up your phone, the operator would be there, and they would connect you. I mean, that's like, you're listening to Culture Club on the telephone or on the radio, but you still have to ask to be connected to your party's phone number. Isn't that crazy? They still had crank telephones. But that was the last place to have crank telephones. So I just thought that was kind of interesting. So we're not doing that one. Okay. So now that brings us up to the 1987 with the Second National March on Washington for Gay and Lesbian Rights. It was called the Great March. 220,000 people marched on Washington for the LGBT community. It was awesome. That was that's a lot of people for gay and lesbian rights back then. That was a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And let's see. The Second National March on Washington for Gay and Lesbian Rights was a large political rally. And the success, size, and scope and historical importance led it to be called the Great March. Marked the first national coverage of the ACTUP Act Up, with AIDS activists being prominent in the march, as well as the headlines the next day as being mass civil disobedience. That's what they called it, mass civil disobedience. So, pretty interesting. Ronald Reagan was in the, in 87? Ronald Reagan? Really? Yeah, okay, I guess it was. He was still in the White House. And sodomy was still criminalized. Crazy. Still is in some states, believe it or not. So, oh my goodness, I'm so thirsty this morning. So yeah, that's for, we have 2 birthdays.
Here's some more stag blood.
Oh, thank you. So birthday, if we've got Henry John Hines. Do you recognize that name? Hines?
Partially, but
Yes.
go ahead.
Heinz Ketchup, Heinz 57. He was born on this day in 1844.
Oh, wow.
And he died in 1919. But yeah, 1844. And he is the Heinz of Heinz Ketchup and Heinz 57 sauce. They had 57 varieties of stuff.
Nice.
So, and another famous birthday, Eleanor Roosevelt, FDR's wife, Franklin Delano Roosevelt's wife. And she was impressive. She did all kinds of stuff. Harry S. Truman, President Truman, called her the First Lady of the World because she was so into taking care of human rights. That was her platform. And even after her husband died, she still continued to work up until her death for human rights all over the world. Not just in America, but all over the world. And she was the first chair of the United Nations Commission on Human Rights. And she helped draft the Universal Declaration of Human Rights.
Wow.
So, yeah, pretty awesome lady.
Mm-hmm.
So happy birthday, Eleanor.
Yes, happy birthday.
And then famous deaths on this day. The most famous one I could find was Meriwether Lewis of Lewis and Clark.
Ah,
The
I knew
American
that name sounded
explorer.
familiar.
Yeah. Meriwether Lewis. He was an explorer and a soldier and a politician and best known for his role in the Lewis and Clark expedition. And he was exploring the Louisiana Purchase area. And he went up into the Pacific Northwest. So they had a long trek from, basically like the Louisiana area all the way across the country up into Pacific Northwest. So, and that was with Sacagawea.
Mm-hmm.
And there were several other people actually in that. Lewis and Clark were in charge of it, but they were not the only people. They helped.
Exactly.
They helped. Hold on. Sorry, pulled my earbud out of my ear.
It happens.
They strengthened the American concept of manifest destiny, which was, go and reach your destiny, go for it, which led us to go literally from coast to coast and from north to south. So, rest in peace, Meriwether Lewis.
Yep.
So, now we can talk about your news links, because you did news this morning or last night.
Yeah, I got a couple of doozies right here. Especially this one person who decided to try to move his sofas and all them on the roof of his car and failed miserably.
Oh, sorry, my phone's making all kinds of noise. So, trying to move with his sofa on his car. How's that supposed to work?
I don't know, but if Mysterio could shoot the link up on the screen real quick, you'll see the end result.
It's there.
All right, show us the Carfax. Bam. Whoa,
Oh
wait!
my goodness.
Before we do that, we got to give a quick shout out and a quick bye bye, real quick.
Okay.
Mr. Torres says, unfortunately, she has to go to bed. She slept for about 3 hours and got up to watch us, but and she needs more sleep. Well,
yes,
thank you for coming
absolutely,
by.
Mr. Cole. Thank you for stopping by. We love you. Mwah.
Mwah.
Sleep well, honey.
But yeah, we got to. But we got a quick shout out to AK Phoenix. So welcome to the Rush. I wonder what lovely treat she has prepared for my Snapchat or whatever. Yeah, she's been killing it with the meals as of late.
She does amazing. Her photos are, I mean, she's like a food stylist. Not as only is she an incredible chef, but she's like fabulous food stylist. Her food always looks so yummy.
Also, we got another shout out. We got Jay Easy. Welcome to the Rush.
Jay Easy, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see the play on words.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Wow.
let's get right into the news article.
Okay.
All right. The furniture was wedged into the car above and below the open car boot, secured with only a few straps. Police have shared a photo of a car they stopped in Glasgow, which had lead sofa chairs strapped onto the roof. The furniture was wedged into the vehicle above and below the open boot. And it's repeating.
Yeah.
The police said the driver was given advice on how to, and I say this quotation marks, transport couches in the future.
Uh-huh.
The 49-year-old man was reported to prosecutors in connection with the vehicle's load. And if we can, if you see in the big screen above, this is pretty much a classic case of textbook dummery.
Darwin Awards.
Yep.
Epic fail.
Epic fail.
Epic fail, yes.
I would say something else, but we got to keep it clean.
Right. Usually you see stuff like this.
And the officers shared the picture on Twitter, captioned with hashtag, "The more you look, the worse
it gets.
The worse it gets."
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, and the people are having a laugh riot with this one on Twitter. Comments on the post included a 10 out of 10 for effort, and many others were making references to the comedy character Mr. Bean, played by Rowan Atkinson.
Oh.
In one scene of the episode Do It Yourself, Mr. Bean, Atkinson's character straps an armchair to the roof and drives his mini from its using. Oh my God, this person does not know how to write. I just cannot speak today. But still, people, if you ever think about moving your stuff, do yourself a favor, save up a couple of $100 or whatever, rent yourself a little U-Haul. It's not that big of a deal. It is expensive, but it will help you a long way. Or you can pay one of your friends who has a big pickup truck to help you out. But don't do what this dude did with his car. No.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Because it's going to cost you a lot more money than it's already costing this dude right now.
Right.
Oh, and speaking of stuff in cars, you ever heard the story of this one car that had a bunch of squirrels going totally nuts?
Yeah.
Oh, of course, you must have read it when I sent it to you. Yeah. A Pittsburgh driver made a particular discovery after smelling something burning during a drive. Squirrels squirreled away more than 200 walnuts under the hood of a car in Pittsburgh.
Wow. That's crazy.
Mhm.
Oh, wow. In the picture, those look like apples.
Right?
But
Holly,
we don't grow walnuts here, so I don't know what they look like.
yeah. Holly Persick said it smelt burning while driving her Kia on Monday. She popped the hood open and discovered the critters had been storing their food for winter, which they'd taken from a walnut tree in her yard around the engine. The animals
Wow.
had also padded the hood with mounds of grass.
That's crazy. How long would you have to leave your car sitting for that to fill up like that? I mean, that's like not an overnight thing, is it?
No, I don't think so. Her husband Chris said they were everywhere, under the battery, near the radiator fan. The walnuts on the engine block were black and smelt like they were definitely roasting.
Well, sitting your chestnuts on an open fire.
I was about to
Your
say.
walnuts on a warm engine.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Stall, I gotta close the door. The dog just walked in.
Okay. So, apparently, walnuts have some kind of covering over them, and they look kind of like apples. So, walnuts do not grow
Pins and
in
needles.
in Arizona. So,
Pins and needles.
I don't know. I know pecans have little coverings over them.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what but I thought those were apples.
Yeah, they look like it, but it looks like they haven't. I wouldn't say ripen. I would say like.
Well, it looks like they've got some kind of covering over them, kind of like the pecans. The pecans do.
Yeah.
Is it pecans or pecans?
They're nuts. I don't care how you pronounce them. They're nuts. The couple pulled out most of the nuts themselves. Mechanics are at a local garage removed even more, enough to half fill a trash can. From areas in the engine the Persicks could reach, the vehicle was otherwise undamaged. I don't know. They could mess up the exhaust pipes and all that stuff.
Yeah, you'd have to check everywhere on that. That's crazy.
Yeah. Probably had to do open heart surgery on that one. Or in this case, open engine surgery. Because you never know. Could get into the pistons, could get into wherever. But still, I'm still curious on how. How is it possible? I mean...
It had to have been sitting. It had to have been.
Oh, that's depending on how long it's been sitting, though.
Right. I don't know. Craziness.
Vegan blast friends who tricked her into... Oh, yeah, I remember you sending me this one, too.
Right, the one about the vegan woman calling the cops. The next link. A vegan woman called the police on her friends who tricked her into eating a chicken nugget while she was gone. Gone? Drunk. Speaking of gone, I'm out of it this morning. Yeah, she was drunk and her friends.
I don't even think that's real chicken.
Nugget. It's something kind. It's from nugget part.
Right.
Wherever the chickens keep their nuggets, that's where it's from.
All right, let me read on. A group of pranksters may be looking at criminal charges after their vegan friend told the police they tricked her into eating real chicken nuggets. I got this really homie look in my face right now. If I was brave enough to face reveal, you would see that look. Moving on.
Apparently she got white girl wasted.
Wow. White people. Anyways, the anonymous Reddit user says she's a 24-year-old woman who hasn't eaten meat since the age of 3 or 4 after she found out where it comes from. She told the social media site's audience on Tuesday that her now former friends had been charged with food tampering related offenses. Really?
Food tampering? Oh my goodness.
Hi, Josie. Hi, Banshee. Welcome to the Rush. Oh my God.
Good morning,
I would say
lady.
more chipper, but oh my God. I think these. Mm,
That's kind of crazy. They're
yeah,
actually charging the people.
yeah, that's
Her
kind of
post
no.
has received over 31,000 votes. Many of
I give up on
Reddit
humanity.
users are praising her for taking action against her so-called friends.
I give up on humanity.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, okay, it's mean, but
Yeah, but
unless
it's a
she was
harmless
like, well,
poisoned.
okay.
Unless she was
That
poisoned, that would be understandable. But
I guess it would be like, feeding a Jewish person pork. It's not like it's going to kill them, but it is an ethical issue.
okay, I gotta. Yeah, that
So,
sounds.
I mean, I can kind of see that, but it's kind of a crappy thing to do to your friend.
Yeah, still being charged over tricking somebody into eating meat.
Well, like I said, tricking a Jewish person into eating pork.
I don't
Or a
know.
Muslim
I think that sounds kind of
into
stupid to
eating
me.
pork.
I mean,
You know,
whatever. Moving on.
moving on. That's, yeah. So that leaves us with oh my God, the dog.
Yes, the dog.
The dog.
This may not be creepy, but it sure is kind of funny because this woman almost had a heart attack. Go away, policy thing. Sorry, when I opened this, the little thing said we're using cookies. Blah 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 blah. Anyways, women's horror as she thinks her dog's nose fell off. Then she realizes the mistake. Oh, look at this little booger.
Well, there's his nose right there. Where did she think it went to? It's
Well,
right there. See the black thing in the middle with
Yeah.
the holes in it.
Well, let me read on and we'll get to the end. Dog sitting can be a lot of fun, but depending on the dog, it can also be a stressful experience. One woman named Jade has recently looked after her mom's beloved pooch when she found herself very worried for the creature. Jade claims she was playing with Lenny, the French bulldog, when she noticed something unusual on the floor. After taking the dog out of the room to investigate further, she was horrified to discover that the item on the floor was his nose. Or at least that's what she thought. And I'm seeing the object in question, and yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it came off a stuffed toy or something.
Yeah. Banshee, spoilers. But yeah, in a panic, she became convinced the dog's nose had fallen right off, when really the dog had simply bitten off the nose of a cuddly toy.
Well, if you went to pick it up, you would, of course, know immediately.
Yeah. Jade recounted the Jade recounted the hilarious ordeal in a viral Facebook post. She said, and I quote, "So I'm sitting there playing with Lenny as you do until something on the floor caught my attention. I had no idea what it was, so I picked him up and put him outside to assess the situation further. I had a closer look, only to discover what was his nose that had fallen off and was just lying there on the floor. His actual nose was on the floor. I started freaking out, thinking he's never going to sniff pee again on his walks, and I know he loves doing that. I was thinking he must have been in pain. I was also thinking, how on earth am I going to tell my mom that Willis in my care, the dog's nose, have managed to fall off? Anyway, I eventually plucked it up. I managed to pluck up the courage to pick it up because I thought, nah, surely not. This cannot be. Only to realize he's bitten the nose off of his stuffed toys, and his nose still remained. Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. I suppose I can understand her fear, but the thought process that she has there, he's never going to sniff pee again, and he loves doing that. That's your first thought? My first thought is, all right, where the hell's the blood? Wow. Okay. Poor dog.
Yeah.
The dog is smarter than his caretaker.
Right.
Well, Lenny's the brains of the outfit on that one.
Yeah, if I were the dog's owner, I would have gone to them and really, why'd you leave me alone with this idiot?
Right.
Seriously.
Well, unfortunately, I have still not heard from our guest today. So let's throw it out to the chat and see if anybody has anything to say. So far, we've got lots of laughs. Josie Kitty says, how do you even make the mistake? How do you even mistake this? And Ben
CCG says #no sniff pee.
Oh, no sniff pee. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. How about, what do you think about opening the phone lines up for a few minutes?
That's fine with me.
Okay. Ben says he will never be able to sniff another dog's butt ever again. So, all right, we're going to, here in just a sec, we're going to put the phone number up.
I have no hope for humanity.
Yeah. Wow. Craziness abounds. So, I hope everybody's doing well. It's been a long week. I had, as you know, I had another back procedure. So, I'm still a little bit sore from that. I had a what's called radio frequency ablation, where they go in and they use radio waves to burn the nerves around the vertebrae. And I had that on my thoracic vertebrae of 7, 8, 9, and 10. And they did that on the right side. And then in 3 weeks, I go back and they'll do the same thing on the left side. And they only do it half and half, because it's a lot, to do that. So, and hopefully this will take care of some more of my back pain.
I hope it ends soon because it sounds painful.
Well, it's kind of a temporary fix. It lasts anywhere from 6 months to 18 months.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but any relief is better. You know,
All right.
unfortunately, the arthritis is just so bad in my spine.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of other people that have.
I
very
mean, interrupt.
similar-
I don't mean
Yeah.
any interrupt you, but the phone line is now up on the screen.
There it
Give us a
is.
call. Give us a
Give us
call.
a call.
978 716 5389. Anyways, continue.
Oh, just yeah. There's a lot of people that have degenerative disc disease and stuff like that. Oh, I hear someone.
Who was that calling the house? Good
Hello,
morning.
welcome to the Morning Horde, Z Horde Rush. Who do we have on the line?
Good morning, sis. Good morning, Outcast.
It's
CCG.
CG.
Hey, Cece, welcome to the rush.
Hi, honey. How are you feeling this morning?
Hi. I'm feeling so, but I'm all right. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
But you
good.
guys, hashtag no sniff butt.
No sniff butts.
When Outcast said that I lost it, you weren't the only one laughing. I was like, I've lost it.
I just could not hold it together. I tried.
Yeah, I don't think anybody could hold it together. Oh my god, the random acts of idiocracy in this world.
Right?
Seriously, why? How can you not confuse a toy dog's nose for a real one?
Right.
I have
So,
no
Banshee
idea.
and Josie Kitty are sending hearts in the chat. Hearts, ladies.
Who?
Love, love, love. Josie
Love you,
Kitty and
Banshiva. Love you,
Banshiva.
Josie. Zombified. Hi, everyone. Love you too.
Dezombified is now nicotine free. They have been, the last week, they mixed up their own e-juices for their e-cigarettes. And Kenny, without telling Miss Stereo, quit adding the nicotine.
Congratulations.
Well,
Has been
congratulations.
nicotine free. So congratulations, guys. That's a big step. That is a really big step.
And that was an amazing live stream last night with Dark Somnium.
It was.
That was really, really
It
good.
was.
And thank God Kenny
That was
and
a long
Stereo
live
did
stream.
exactly what I didn't want them
6
to do.
hours.
Jeez.
I kept going,
Yeah.
don't DM me, don't DM me, don't DM me.
You probably would have lost your
I'm
stuff
like,
if
"Please don't DM me."
they asked you on there, huh?
Right.
Huh?
You would
You
have.
probably would have
You would
lost
have.
your.
Yeah. You would have gone crazy. Over fangirled. The problem was I fell asleep as soon as they started talking. Those voices just melded together, and
Mm-hmm.
I missed the entirety of Dark Somnium's interview because I fell asleep. The voices were so soothing, so I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it again. Oh,
It was good.
I don't think anybody
and,
could-
from
Outcast was
Kenny.
on it last night. I mean, he was throwing those links out left and right. He did phenomenal.
Oh,
Who?
good. You.
Oh, yeah. Well, I found what I can, and make sure everybody not only subscribe to his channel, but follow his social media and listen to his stuff on Spotify and the site formerly
love
known
his
as
music.
iTunes, Apple Music.
Wow, you were on top of it. You were the it girl last night.
You mean the It
Well, we
Boy?
kind of both were, but every time
Well.
I turned around, it was quick to see he was, there he went. So
Yeah, I
I
did
know this is
I did what I
early
could.
for
I
us,
mean,
but
well, yeah.
and
Well,
then when I
after,
saw Outcast talking in the chat, I'm like, wow, he's up and at it.
yeah. Well, after I noticed that you weren't feeling good for the past couple of days, I pretty much stepped up and made sure all the links were up there. You know, including the muy importante phone numbers and all that stuff. So I kind of helped you out in the
So
end.
you were on it.
That was
Thank
very
you.
sweet of you
You were
stepping
on
up.
it. But I wanted
But
to
you,
say
young
again,
lady, you
congratulations
need to
to
be getting some
Dezombified.
rest. Did
Honey,
you not
if
hear me?
I get any more rest, my brain is going to leave my body.
I think she's tired of being in bed.
Well, we got 5 minutes remaining, so
We do. We have 5 minutes left.
5 minutes? Okay,
So-
well, I love you guys. Love everyone in the chat. Talk to you guys later. All right, bye, everybody.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Cece. Thanks for calling in, honey. Love you.
yes,
Bye-bye.
thank you. Love you.
You're welcome.
Get some
Love you guys.
sleep.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye. Yes,
Okay.
the shovel was a groundbreaking invention.
Yes,
What
the
I-
shovel was a groundbreaking invention.
Why the hell did
Oh,
intervention came up?
we've got someone just came in.
The local nightmare.
Wepa.
Wepa! Welcome.
Good morning, El Loco. So yeah, last night was awesome. Like I said, I'm gonna have to go back and listen to part of it because I slept through it. But
I don't blame you.
the parts that I was awake for the last 3 hours. Was awesome.
Like I said, I don't blame you. I mean, with Dark Somnium's voice and Kenny's voice and Mysterio's voice combined together,
Oh, right.
I wouldn't blame anybody who had some nice dreams listening to all three of them.
Yeah.
Because they all have soothing voices.
Yeah, it was. There was just no way I was gonna stay awake for that.
Yeah.
I think when I listen to it, I'm gonna have to go like sit outside in the sunlight. I just heard from Goblin Princess, and she's so sorry that she has to take a rain check. She had a bit of a crisis this morning, so that's okay. We will reschedule her.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So.
Well, I also saw in Steve's stream that Mistress Horror was going to try to come on here, but of course she needed sleep. And those who don't know who she is actually the creator of Horror Hive and one of the players in Mad Catter's Dungeons & Dragons live stream.
Oh.
Yeah. But
yeah, we listened to her live stream the other day.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Oh no, El Loco says he's in a crisis.
Uh-oh.
What crisis does Mr. Loco have? Okay.
Minute
We've got
30.
a minute and a half. So,
I guess
oh,
I guess
and I
only
misread
thing.
that. He said he is the crisis.
Boy.
I bet he's been a crisis for his mother for years.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us, and thank you to the people that have stayed from Steve Stockton, also known as 13 Past Midnight.
13 Past Midnight.
13 Past Midnight.
All right.
And
Well,
thank you very much to Stereo Dreadful, Miss Stereo, and Kenny Dreadful. And if they want to pop in, now would be the perfect time to do it.
Yes.
Well, hello everybody. It's been a great show. Thank you so
Thank
much.
The hostess with the mostest.
Aw, thank you guys. You
were
guys were
amazing.
great too.
Love you guys.
Thank you for having us.
Wildcats, you guys are fantastic,
This
man.
Yes, the stories
early
are
morning.
great.
I
I'm
know
so
it's like
sorry.
midday for you guys, but oh my goodness, it's early for me.
No, it's still 11 over here. It's still
Yeah.
11 a.m. So it's still
Yeah.
early in the morning for us too. Well, it's not early, but it's still morning.
Yeah,
It's
we've been up.
lunchtime.
Yeah, we've been up since 8, so
Yeah.
we've been up. But thank you so much. But the early bird gets the worm. You know how that goes, and we're just trying to fix our daytime because we got to get stuff in order. There is so much more coming down the pipeline, and that is why.
And I got some really bad news, guys.
What is it?
I hope y'all listen.
Uh-oh.
Bad news. I'm out of squanch.
The tragedy.
Stop the presses.
I was born with squanch, baby.
So that's where you guys need to go after the stream. That's the important thing to do today.
Oh no, there's so much more. You guys, we have so many plans and so many surprises and little tidbits in the background just working. So when you guys don't see us, trust us. When we say we are looking for the best way to bring good content to you guys, and little by little it's happening. You know, we have a website now for those who don't know. We also have a store.
The website.
Yeah, right here in Streamlabs. Dezombified.com, everybody. So when we're not around, we're still around. Trust us. We're going to let you go and take out the show. Philia and Evil Noctis. Woo woo. Mwah.
Philia and Evil Noctis were married and he took my name.
Boy.
That's kind of funny.
Uh,
Oh no. All right. Okay. Thank you everybody for being here. We are sponsored by Stereo Dread, and Stereo Dread is powered by
Dezombified.
You guys have a lovely day. Oh, I forgot to ask who's on the show tonight. Who is on tonight? I don't know. Nobody. Oh, okay. They're gonna do a replay, but you guys will still be in chat, right? Okay, so. Oh, I see. Okay. So they will be here, but they are going to be playing an interview with Ghosty Mist tonight. At what time? To be determined. But we will let everybody know through Twitter and all of the various forms of social media. So stay tuned for that. And I'm Philia Noctis.
I'm Evil Outcast.
My partner in death.
Oh
And
god,
the,
CCG is already hashtag Philly Evil Noctis. Ugh.
oh God.
All right. For all of that Stereo Dread, thank you everybody for showing up, including our mods in the chat for keeping it safe. Remember to always
watch your six.
Bang.
Thanks everybody. Have a great day. We love you all. Mwah.
CC, get some sleep.